Orientation workshop for NID studio test and NIFT situation test. Design. Every object we use daily has a history of design behind it. Design is a critical part of every field. It especially plays a groundbreaking role in the research and development department. It is not merely about drawing lines or beautification, but about conceptualization, thinking, and understanding the need of the end user. Design can be viewed as an activity that translates an idea into a blueprint for something useful, whether it's a car, a building, a graphic, a service, or a process. Good design begins with the needs of the user. No design, no matter how beautiful an engine is good if it doesn't fulfill a user need. Thinking out of the box or creativity is the primary requirement for all designers. Design as a career. Product designers create most of the things we use in our day-to-day lives. They aim to improve the way existing products work and look, and aim at producing them at lower costs. They may also be involved in designing new product concepts altogether. Product designers discuss designs with colleagues and clients, as well as work closely with engineers, model makers, sales, and marketing staff. They use drawings, 3D models, and computer designs to express their ideas. The graphic designer has the unique job of taking verbal ideas from the client and developing a creative way to capture both the information and the emotion that the client is trying to show. Many graphic designers have extensive education in art, filming, and graphic design. Graphic designers generally use a variety of computer programs like Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and PageMaker. Fashion designers make clothes for men and women, as well as children. They also need to be aware of international trends in fashion and keep in contact with sales, merchandising, manufacturing, and corporate departments. They may also work in film, television, or be contracted by individual clients to design custom creations. Most fashion designers are staff employees of specific fashion houses, retail stores, or brands. Accessory designer is generally responsible for conceptualizing, developing, and creating designs of products which people interact with on a day-to-day basis. These may include jewelry pieces, handbags, hats, belts, gloves, scarves, and other items that would be used to complement clothing apparel. These can also be products for the living environment, like doorknobs, lampshades, book stands. Today, most accessory design professionals manage their own accessory lines. Automobile designer is a professional engineer who designs different parts or structures of motor vehicles, such as the appearance, ergonomics, or engine parts. These professionals often work with a variety of departments within an organization, such as engineering, marketing, sales, and purchase. They plan and design motor vehicles that are attractive, functional, and also perform well. Interior designer evaluates, plans, and designs the interiors of residential and commercial as well as industrial structures. In addition to helping clients select equipments and fixtures, these professionals supervise the coordination of colors and materials, obtain estimates and costs within the client's budget, and oversee the execution and installation of the project. Textile designers can either specialize in fashion fabrics or home furnishing. They deal generally with woven fabrics rather than knitted. Home furnishing designers create patterns and prints in fabrics such as furniture, rugs, bed linen, towels, and clothing, while fashion fabric designers work closely with fashion designers, creating fabrics for their end use. An animation designer or animator is responsible for taking an idea and creating a series of drawings or 3D images that can be used to bring the idea to life. An animator must be a very visual person, so that he can also turn ideas into either lifelike or cartoon-style drawings. Some animators use specialized computer programs to both draw and animate their ideas, but they still must have the fundamental understanding of drawing and creating. Fashion communication is a specialized program that enables students to acquire communication skills pertinent to the fashion and lifestyle industry. It is one of the most interesting and vibrant field of creativity. With the multitude of domestic and international brand companies and designers exploding into the Indian retail scenario, it has become essential for each of them to develop a unique brand identity and maximize its visibility. Basics of design. Creativity is the basic ingredient for designers. It is a discipline of understanding the principles of communicating ideas and introducing functionality in an effective and compressed manner. Divergent thinking is the ability to consciously generate new ideas that branch out to many possible solutions for a given problem. These solutions or responses are then scored on 4 components: originality, fluency, flexibility, and elaboration. Convergent thinking is the ability to hone in to the single correct solution to a problem. In creativity, convergent thinking often requires a novel approach to the problem, seeing the problem from a different perspective or making a unique association between parts of the problem. For any design to look good, it needs to follow the principles of design. Balance. A composition should be stable, not lopsided. The principle of the common seesaw may be applied here. If your subjects are the same size, they balance perfectly with both the same distance from the center point. On the other hand, a tiny object on one side balances a larger object on the other end by being further away from the center point. Proportion. The question of proportion arises when you draw any two things within a frame. If given to draw a glass and a jug, you cannot draw the glass very huge and a very tiny jug next to it. A car cannot be drawn smaller than a scooter. Watch out for proportions, as it's a very common mistake done by students while drawing and making models. Rhythm. It is the repetition or gradation or flow of lines which lead the eye over the picture. Curves on branches may be echoed in the shapes of distant mountains. The V's on a porch may echo clouds in the sky. The repetitive folds of a sari is rhythmic. Rhythm helps move your eye around a picture. Emphasis. It's a good idea to have one point of emphasis or focus in your composition around which you build your picture. This is where you want your viewer to focus the majority of their attention when looking at your design. Emphasis may be shown by giving more details to the emphasized object, by making the emphasized object larger, or by leaving lots of empty space around the focus. Unity. When all lines and forms in a composition conform to each other, many a times students draw a curvy handle to a straight cylindrical mug, which creates disunity. Triangular designs in a triangular shape would be more unified. Harmony. When all elements of design are worked out properly, harmony can be achieved in a design composition. All those who have written the entrance exam this year are wondering what the NID studio test would be like, what the NIFT situation test would be like. Here are some clues as to what you can expect from the test. NID studio test. The students who clear the written test are called for a 1 or 2 days workshop to NID Ahmedabad. Students are subjected to 2 to 3 creative activities, mainly involving model making, thematic perception tests, audio-visual tests, doodling exercises, etc. Design briefs are given which describe what is expected out of a specific exercise. The NID studio test tries to figure out whether a student is creative, is socially aware, and is able to solve problems. For example, during the studio test, you may be asked to make a prism with chart paper so that a ball which is provided to you exactly fits into it. Or you are given a picture of a cartoon gorilla and you are asked to make the same with clay. Well, what are you tested on? Audiovisual perceptions. Coherent perception of objects in our environment often requires perceptual integration of auditory and visual information. Research suggests that your audio-visual integration depends on your attention, concentration, and eye for detailing. These are some of the requirements of a successful designer. Then comes your conceptualization skills. A designer should have adequate knowledge and ability to extract an abstract idea to solve an issue or to satisfy the customer's need. The need can be functional or decorative or an amalgamation of both. Material handling ability. In a studio test or situation test, you will get different materials to work with like wires, sheets, cardboards, card sheet, plastic, thermocol, clay, cloth, etc. Thus, one is desired to have the ability to manipulate materials by using different techniques to produce a good end product. Portfolio review. Your portfolio is often the most important thing the interview panel sees before deciding on your admission. Your portfolio should be neat. It should contain selective work which highlights your strong areas. You should talk it through with your teacher or tutor before you decide to finally present it. Interview. An interview allows the institute to learn about the candidate's personality closely. You should dress up neatly, avoid striking colors, carry all your documents in a folder, answer all questions carefully and comprehensively. Be truthful if you do not know the answer to a particular question. Use language that is easy to understand but formal in its usage. The NIFT situation test is somewhat different from the NID studio test. Students who clear the first round, that is CAT and GAT, are called for situation test. Students are given 3 hours time to make a 3D model according to a design brief. The model needs to be constituted out of the materials provided like ice cream sticks, cardboard, wires, straw, etc. There is no interview or portfolio review for the undergraduate students appearing for the NIFT exam. Some examples of situation test questions could be as follows. Make a bag for a working lady with the materials provided. The materials are cardboard, colored paper, copper wire, sellotape, fevicol, straw, etc. You need to then write in about 50 to 100 words explaining the concept behind your design. Another question could be, using given materials, create a 3D structure of a theatre. The materials given were buttons, straws, toothpicks, colored paper, cardboard, fevicol, and you have to explain your concept in 50 to 100 words. NIFT situation test and NID studio test are the final hurdles to your dream of joining these premier design schools. You must remember that only 1 out of 3 get through this process of selection. To help you prepare for this crucial round, AFD offers workshops as well as postal IGP kits. The workshops are conducted by an excellent team of faculty who are NIFT, NID and IIT graduates. The course curriculum is well designed. 11 years of experience in NIFT and NID coaching and 5 years for CEED with a pan-India presence helps AFD offer you the best. Past 10-year studio test and situation test questions and experiences of successful AFDians are provided to each student. We conduct mock interview sessions, thematic perception tests, and portfolio reviews for NID and CEED preparation. Our faculty helps you understand the given design brief and generate ideas for the same. In the classroom, students do practice kits similar to those conducted at NIFT situation test or NID studio test. Faculties provide detailed feedbacks for all the work you will submit or do in the class. AFD has been training students for design school entrance tests since 1999. Here's a glimpse of AFD's success in the past few years. You can notice that every year we have about 200 to 250 AFDians clearing the NIFT exam and about 40 to 45 AFDians clearing NID and 30 to 35 students clearing the CEED exam. Here is the AFD workshop schedule for 2011. The classes are going to be conducted at different venues like Delhi, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Hyderabad and Kolkata. You may choose the venue which is closest to you or most convenient. We look forward to seeing you for the AFD workshops for situation test and studio test. You may also visit www.afdindia.com for details of venue, dates and timings. Thank you.